Module overviews. This module delves into the historical trajectories, conceptual foundations, and institutional development of extension services as a critical component of rural development. It provides a global and African-centered exploration of how extension services have evolved from colonial knowledge transfer mechanisms to participatory, digital, and demand-driven models focused on farmer empowerment, productivity, and sustainable development. Extension services are widely recognized as bridging mechanisms that connect scientific research and innovation with the practical day-to-day realities of rural dwellers, particularly farmers, fisherfolk, herders, and small-scale entrepreneurs. The transformation of extension systems reflects wider socio-economic shifts, including agricultural modernization, post-colonial reforms, global development paradigms, policy shifts, and the rise of information and communication technologies, ICTs. This module critically examines the origin, transformation, and ideological evolution of extension systems across different historical epochs, paying close attention to colonial influences, post-independent state interventions, the Green Revolution, structural adjustment programs, SAPs, and the emergence of ICT-enabled extension. It also analyzes the impact of international development agencies, universities, NGOs, and private sector involvement in the changing landscape of extension delivery. Key themes and content areas: centralization of extension under state control and bureaucratic structures. Goals: increase productivity, achieve food self-sufficiency, and empower farmers. Challenges: inadequate funding, poor staffing, corruption, weak farmer participation, and gender exclusion. Fourth, integrated rural development and the Green Revolution extension as a driver of the Green Revolution, 1950s to 1970s. Emphasis on new seed varieties, fertilizers, irrigation, and mechanization. Mixed impacts in Africa. Productivity gains in some regions, but ecological, economic, and gender-based in others. Integrated Rural Development Projects, IRDPs, of the 1970s to 80s, which linked extension with health, education, water, and infrastructure. 5. The Training and Visit, TNV system, introduced by the World Bank to improve extension efficiency and regularity. Structured system of training extension workers and scheduled farm visits. Benefits: organizational discipline, performance monitoring. Limitations: rigid structure, top-down communication, neglect of farmer input, and high costs. 6. Impact of structural adjustment programs, SAPs. Liberalization and reduced government spending led to the decline of public extension. Rise of private extension services and donor-funded initiatives. Shift towards cost-sharing, user fees, and decentralization. Increased vulnerability of smallholders and marginal communities. 7. Emergence of participatory and pluralistic extension models. Evolution from teaching to learning extension as a two-way communication process. Use of farmer field schools, FFS, farmer-to-farmer learning, and community-based facilitators. Focus on gender sensitivity, indigenous knowledge, farmer innovation, and local ownership. 8. Digital and ICT-based extension services, mobile phones, radio, SMS, IVR, e-platforms, and apps as tools for delivering advisory services. Examples: e-wallet in Nigeria, M-Farm in Kenya, Digital Green in India. Prospects for scalability, interactivity, cost efficiency, and youth engagement. Challenges: literacy, infrastructure, digital divide, and content relevance. 9. The role of NGOs, universities, and private sector in extension NGOs as flexible, people-centered actors in community-based extension, agricultural universities and research institutes as innovation hubs, private extension agents offering commodity-specific services. Need for coordination, accountability, and quality assurance in pluralistic systems. By the end of this module, you will be able to explain the origins and ideological basis of extension services, analyze the historical phases and models of extension in both global and African contexts, evaluate the strengths and weaknesses of colonial, state-controlled, and participatory extension systems, understand the impact of policy shifts, such as SAPs and liberalization, on extension service delivery, identify modern tools, ICT-based solutions, and stakeholder roles in delivering effective, inclusive, and sustainable extension services.